Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energy for the month of April 2022 for the collective, as well as the forecasts for each individual life path number. Before we get into the forecast, I want to mention that this, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. So April is a 10-1 month. So ultimately a 1 month. We're going to be looking a lot at the energies of the 10 because that is significant, but we will break it down with a 1 as well. So we're officially in Aries season. April is considered, of course, Aries season. It's the beginning of the astrological new year. And in numerology, this year, April is a universal cycle of 1. So this is a tremendous amount of fire energy, of initiation, getting started on something, taking a big risk, saying yes to inspired action, and allowing yourself to be bold in your choices and how you move forward. This is the month to take those big ideas from March and begin to take action. Last month was sort of the incubation period, a time for creating space, exploration, and planning. This month is all about getting the green light and taking off like never before. The vision, the spark that was ignited and came in for us last month is now ready to grow and will require our focus and dedication. So there may be several things ready to take off for you this month, and you may need to prioritize your time and your energy to determine which ones hold the most value for you in getting you to wherever it is you're trying to go. So be mindful of the kindling you're using, body, mind, and spirit, to fuel the fire of this new endeavor or endeavors. So right out of the gate in April, we have this Aries new moon occurring on April 1st. So again, we start the month off with an explosive amount of energy and fire. And this one energy will be amplified. Pay attention to the emotions that surface for you really all month because we end the month with an eclipse. So there will be a tremendous amount of energy to work with, to harness, and to channel into something powerfully positive and productive. So be very intentional with how you choose to participate and how you choose to work with all of this fire. It'll be very easy to fall into either extreme of this energy this month. So be sure to listen to my moon videos covering the numerology and energy forecast for the new and the full moons for really the most comprehensive understanding of what we are working with this month when we're talking about the illumination of those moon cycles, as well as for the eclipse at the end of the month. I highly recommend listening to that again for sort of the biggest picture of this energy that we're working with, especially for April. This is a big, big month. So the month of April holds the energy of 10-1. This is an incredibly beautiful energy for bringing people together. The 10, coupled with the energy of the 1, really signifies this idea of bringing peace or contributing towards peace through the individual presence. So to understand that, when we speak of oneness, we refer to the energy of oneness, the divinity within all, of life, all beings. So again, it's an energetic focus. Oneness does not negate your own individual identity, thoughts, experiences, beliefs, individual truths, or individual autonomy. However, it is the understanding that this energetic oneness creates the opportunity for individual action to eventually have a greater impact on the whole, the collective. We are all made up of energy, and when our individual vessel moves or manipulates that energy in some way, it eventually creates a ripple effect. Therefore, our individual choices help to establish peace and fellowship through, again, our individual presence. and our individual choices. They contribute towards seeing the same energy and presence play out within the greater collective. So the point being, be very aware of, especially this month in April, of how you choose to contribute. The influence of this 10 energy also brings with it the potentiality for luck, success, honor, and material rewards. You could have opportunities to share your wisdom from past experiences in a way that can carry wide and pronounced benefits. This is a time to put yourself out there in ways that may feel very, very uncomfortable, but that also feel aligned. So be bold. Share your wisdom in ways that feel good for you, even if it's outside of your comfort zone, especially if it's outside of your comfort zone. That which you initiate under this energy throughout April is bound to be successful. This 10 energy brings with it a sort of a turning of the tide. That which you have been working towards can now come in. You may see a series of events bring great success and the potential for material accomplishment. This is the start of a new cycle, and you get to decide what direction you'll move this energy towards. Remember that the innovative ideas and the fresh beginnings, including events that appear to be merely coincidental, are all results from efforts you have already expended. You have always been the magician of your own story. So April is an incredibly powerful month, kicked off by a dynamic new moon and closed out with a monumental eclipse. Everything in between has the potential to pack just as much punch. So take inspired action this month, stand up and stand out, even if you have to stand alone initially, and be bold about going after what you truly desire, and this energy will work with you in ways you can't even begin to imagine. Remember that you hold the power when it comes to creating the life of your dreams. It may be very uncomfortable at times, but don't give that power away. Recognize where you hold the power, as well as recognizing and acknowledging where your natural limitations are so that you can also ask for help where you need it. And then accept that assistance graciously, without shame. There is power in recognizing when we need to ask for help and in doing so. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast for the individual life path numbers for April 2022. Life path number 1. So your animal spirit message for the month of April comes from Canary Spirit. Canary's message to you all is sing your own song. And this could not be more perfect for one energy. And of course, April, this is your month. This is a one universal cycle. And so you've got the backing of all this fire energy behind you to sing your own song. And really what this means for me, or what's sort of coming through, is just very much sort of the energy of the one, which is so much about that independence and standing up and standing out. I mean, if there's like a mantra for ones, it is stand up and stand out, because, you know, so much of the work that you do, how you contribute, your artistic expression, all of that is so much about being the visionary and just doing things differently in a way that they haven't been done before, to bring solutions that currently don't exist. And so, yes, it's a lot of pressure. Yes, it's a lot of sort of energy behind you, but you're so capable of doing that. And so it's really not about forcing anything. It's about finding your passion, finding what makes your heart sing, and stepping into that canary energy of doing what makes you happy, doing it proudly, and not making excuses for it, but really just, sharing your innate, natural, unique gifts with the world in a way that feels really good for you to be able to do that and to be able to express that. So if ever there were a month to get started on that, or to really explore that and to take initiative, it's this one energy of the month of April, this season of Aries. You are definitely supported in, again, just taking those big risks, being bold, and just showing up as authentically as yourself as possible this month. And, that often can feel really uncomfortable, because a lot of times the world tries to make us as inauthentic as possible and to fit into the mold. And especially, humans aren't meant to do that, but especially ones aren't meant to do that. And so, whatever color or colors you are, wear them proudly. Okay, so looking at the month ahead for you all, this is interesting because I can definitely see the energy behind this sort of playing out. I feel like at the beginning of the month, there's going to be an opportunity for you to take a new path, a new journey. This could be the start of a new adventure. However, it doesn't come sort of neatly tied up in a little bow. It's going to be something that you're going to have a lot of trust, a lot of surrender, and take a lot of initiative with. This is one of those paths where you definitely can't see how it ends or how it turns out. You can't even really see that far into the future. It's going to be one of those things where it's going to be following your intuition, following your inner guidance, following that heart compass, and again, stepping into and doing the things that make your heart sing, that feel really good for you in expressing yourself in a passionate way. There will probably be times where you have self-doubt, where you're going to have to, again, trust that inner guidance, and it may at times feel like you're walking this journey alone, which you are not. You are always supported energetically and by your guides or a higher power or whatever you subscribe to. You always have that backing, and you always have your inner power, right? Like your own resiliency, your own higher consciousness to continue to walk with you and encourage you along this new path. So I do feel like there's a new opportunity coming in for you. It's not one where it's like going to be fully illuminated necessarily. It's definitely going to be one where you're just going to feel like, I need to do this, and you're not going to have all the answers, but you need to follow that inner guidance and take that leap of faith. I do feel like it's going to be sort of it's one of those journeys where you need to hold the vision close to your heart. And even if it's sort of, even if there are times that it feels like it's not working out or you're hitting too many obstacles or whatever, if the vision is still strong, if the whatever is calling to you still feels strong, then you need to keep moving forward, because there's lessons and wisdom to be extracted from that experience. But you are on the right path. If it feels right and you feel guided to continue along this path, then know that you are on the right path. You are where you are meant to be. But yeah, so definitely seeing an opportunity for a new path or a new opportunity coming in for you, but it's not one of those ones that it's like you have all the answers, or it just feels completely like, oh, this is going to be so easy. Not that it's going to be challenging, but I just feel like there's going to be a lot of trust and surrender that needs to go into this journey. But this is like a hero's journey type thing. But what's on the other side of this is really stepping into that one energy in a big way. So it's very purposeful. Mid-month, we have this energy around definitely calling for inner strength. So, there's going to be times here where you're going to have to pull from your resources, your inner resources, ask for assistance if you need assistance. Really kind of combining that 10 energy of, again, knowing that you have the power to do whatever it is you're setting out to do, but to also understand being human, we have natural limitations. And so there are going to be times you need to ask for help. You may want to be very independent at this time. And there's something to that, because obviously, especially being a one, there is much that you're going to accomplish through your own ingenuity and you're being that visionary. But I also think that there's going to be power in recognizing when you need to ask for help and then accepting that help. And so that can be again, there's so much power in recognizing when we have hit a limitation, like a physical limitation, because again, we are human, and knowing when to ask for that help. So I think that's going to come in kind of strongly mid-month, where you may want to do it all. You may want to sort of be an island, but that's really taking sort of the harder path. There's an easier way to do it, basically. And part of that means asking for help and then accepting that help without this need to reciprocate necessarily. And then end of the month, there's something here again around pay attention to how you're choosing to participate. There's something here around some potential conflict. Maybe you're working with people, maybe you're trying to collaborate with people in some way and you're not really seeing eye to eye, or you're not able to find the common ground with whatever this is. I do feel like potentially it may be that you need to take a closer look at the team members and see like who's on this team with you, and do their values align with your values? Basically, can you all find common ground? It seems like this team may be ill comprised, if that makes sense. So basically it's kind of like, it may be that there's some people on this team who really want to do things differently, and it's going to be really hard to find a way to make all this gel. However, there is this energy around you needing to be the peacemaker, you needing to find a way, being that one energy and that leader, finding a way to make it work, or finding a way to replace those team members. Now, just because someone doesn't, hold the same values or see things the way that we see things, does not mean that we just get rid of them, right? There's this energy around finding a way to work with these people and finding that common ground. However, also recognizing that sometimes, because we are all human, there are physical limitations. And if it's a project that you're sort of spearheading, and there's people on the team who do not hold the same values as that project, then you're just going to keep hitting a wall here. There's always going to sort of be that polarizing energy. And so it very well may be that they're just not the right people for the project. So I feel like that needs to be taken into consideration and looked at. And maybe they need to be placed somewhere where they can thrive, because if their value systems are different than yours or the project, it's going to be really hard for them to, find momentum and to, show up in their higher octave. So I feel like there's something here at the end of the month where it just you need to pay attention to how you're contributing to this. If it's constant conflict, you need to take a closer look at why. Why is this conflict coming in? How are you contributing? And what can you do to alleviate it? Because ultimately, I think it's going to fall on your shoulders to do that, especially if it's your project. Or, it could be around relationships and all of that as well. So I just think you need to kind of take a look at it. You may need to be the bigger person in this situation and come at it from a space of solution rather than conflict. I think that's going to be really, really important. And that really plays into your one energy. So it's something that will really help you step into your wisdom in that capacity. So I hope this was helpful, ones. Thank you so much for listening. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.